Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jimmy. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to use a 3.0 millimeter hook seagull yarn, and I'm going to use measuring tape for this project. So we're going to get our yarn. I'm going to double strap my yarn. So we're going to make slip knots, as you can see. Then you're going to measure your hip size. So if your hips are 38, you're going to make chains that go up to 38 centimeters. Okay, you're going to make up to 38 inches. Yeah, so I'll get back to you. So these are my chains. So you'll get your measuring tape and you make sure you stretch your yarn, your strand, as you're measuring it. So mine was 38, so there it is, 38 inches. So now we are going to build up, but before that you have to join your chains. So you make sure that the whole chain is on one side, it's not twisted. So you're going to join them, as you can see the way I'm joining. You will join your chains to make one round strand. So you're going to chain one, then you're going to start with your puff stitch. You're going to skip one. You're going to put a double crochet, don't complete it, put another double crochet in that same very hole and complete all of them, and you have 5 strands on your hook. That is how we are doing our puff stitch. We're only using 2 double crochets. Then after you put one chain and put another one, skip one, put another in another, as you can see. Hope you're understanding. So after the puff stitch, you are going to chain one, then you jump one chain and you go to the next one, like that. So hope you've understood. So you're going to put 2 in one chain, then you will have to chain one, jump one chain, then you put in the next hole. Hope you have understood. So we're going to make a design on the side of the skirt. You have to measure this. So what you're going to do, you're going to skip the number of chains that you want. If you want bigger space on the side, you're going to skip many chains. Mine, I want it to be small, so I'm going to skip a few chains, like 10 or 20 or 15. So it depends on what you want, really. So you're going to skip the number of chains, then you continue with our puff stitch. Okay, so it is double crochet, don't complete it, then you do another one, then you complete all of them at once when you have 5 strands on your hook. So this is how I'm completing it. You'll do your last puff stitch, then you chain one, then what you're going to do, you are going to join it to the first puff stitch. After joining, chain one, turn your work. Now you are going to put a puff stitch on that space. So every chain one space, the way you left as chain one space is for the next puff stitch. 1 puff stitch equals to one chain space. Okay, hope you've understood. So it is a puff stitch, then a chain, a puff stitch, and a chain. I'll get back to you when I reach our design. Okay, yes, so I've reached the design. Let me do my last puff stitch. Chain one. Now you are going to skip that puff and you're going to put in the next chain spaces. So you're going to put, we're trying to reduce that part. You're going to put a puff stitch there. Sorry, you're going to put a puff stitch there, then you chain one, put another puff stitch, skip one, put another puff stitch there, yeah. So putting your second puff stitch, this is the second one. You're going to put the number of chains in that space, okay, that is required, but you are going to leave a certain number of chains for two more puff stitches at the end before you join the other puff stitches on the other side. Okay, hope you're understanding what I'm doing. As you can see, I've left my number of chains. I'm going to put my puff stitch there. I've left 3 chains for my puff stitch, so you're going to put a puff stitch there, chain one, skip one, put a puff stitch. Are you seeing the space that is left? Put a puff stitch there, then you continue with your other part of the project. As you can see, I'm continuing with my other part. Chain one is equals to a puff stitch. So that chain one space is where we're putting the next puff stitch. Okay, I'll get back to you when I'm joining. As you can see, the V is going to reduce as we are continuing. So here I'm going to join the same way I joined before. Is the same way I'm going to join now. So you're going to put your last stitch, chain one, then you're going to join it from there, from the last puff stitch the other side. So you chain one, you're going to put a puff stitch there, a previous one. Okay, so this is how you're going to continue with the rest of the project. I guess now you have learned how to do it. So let me know where you're watching this from and what I can do to improve my videos. So this is how our project is going to be. Okay, hope you can see. For the next line, I'm doing the same as the previous. We are trying to reduce the number of chains there to come up with a design. As you can see, I'm trying to reduce that part. So it depends on where you want your design. Some people would prefer to put it on the west side. Other people would prefer to put it down, like as if it's a slit. So it really depends on how big you want your design and where you want it to be located. If you want it to be located on the west area, on the side, one side of the hip, you are going to calculate the number of chains that you will have to leave behind. So me, I did not want a big cutout, so I left a few number of chains. So as you keep on going, then the more you keep on going, the number of chains that are going to be left is going to reduce. Okay, so here I am. So you're going to continue with your project till you complete your. Now this is my last row. This is my last row with a reduction. This one I'm not going to reduce because the number of chains in the middle are done. So I'm going to skip one. Okay, I'm going to skip one. You're going to put a puff stitch, chain one, enter, chain again, then you complete it. So you're going to skip one. The number of chains keeps reducing as you reduce on that space. So at the end you will have to remain with a few chains. So we are going to be turning our project every time we finish a row. Every time you finish a row, you're going to turn your project and you do the other side of the project. Okay, so you're going to continue with your project. I'm going to get back to you when I get done. So you're going to put the number of you're going to put a length that you want for your skirt. So let me get back to you when I get done with my length, then I'll let you know the next step. Okay, let me first show you how to reduce on this stitch. You're going to chain one, enter in the first space, then you chain one, enter in the second space, then you join them at once. This is how to reduce on this stitch. Okay, if you want to reduce on your skirt and all that. So we don't need that. Let us continue. This is the length that I want. So you're going to continue and join up. As you can see, these are my last stitches. Chain one, a puff stitch. So you are going to join your project. Then after joining, you are going to either put slip stitches at the end, or you are going to put single crochets to finish up with your project. Okay, this gives it a nice look. As you can see, I'm putting there my single crochets just to give it a nice finishing. So after doing this, you are going to cut your thread, and yeah, we are done with the project. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and let me know what you want next. So I saw this skirt on the internet and I decided to recreate it. Okay, this is what you're going to do. Then after, you're going to make chains, and you will make a belt to tighten the waist of that skirt.